Hello. Hello and welcome to something a bit different. We're watching the survival run to end all survival runs. This is Survival RNG Dimension. Not sure why it's called that, but I'm actually going to turn down the game sound slightly. They're too loud in my ear. So, what is happening? Why am I casting this? Well, this is some extremely absurdly hard survival. And we have some extremely good players here. Black Heart, Purple Heart, which is Washi, Orange Heart is Mephi, White Heart is Petrick. And we're going to see how these guys manage to beat this run. So, you can see them, they all start by building T1 PD, or even 2. Yeah, it seems like they built 2 each. The first wave is just labs and scouts, it seems. His factory is paused, so he's building an engineer. I guess he needs that for the hydrocarbons. All these tanks just get stuck on the bottom. They don't have terribly good pathfinding. So if this thing dies, the game is over. It has 5k HP. Seems like quite a lot, but in the later runs, I guess it's not a lot to T3 units or experimentals. So PDs clean up all the labs and shit, and we get some T2 rush for the side players. They build the hydras, so the engineers are not actually building hydras then. They're just reclaiming and stuff. Then getting some mexes, and everyone gets T2. This is played with, see the mods here, we have BH edit, which is, well, basically old balance. I don't know what BH really edited. It's sort of, it's what I would imagine the game would be like if BH was balance counselor, which is no changes whatsoever and just frozen at the balance where he was the best player. We have no friendly fire collision, quality of performance. So some of the lasers and stuff will look a bit different because otherwise you're going to get absurd amounts of lag. Blackheart pinging himself, complaining about something. So yeah, we get T2 PDs up. They're going to be the main defense for this run. And I'm going to speed through here because nothing interesting is happening. So they're going to make T2 PDs. That's a pause. Yeah, I think there were some questionable tactical pauses in this run. So just a slight... just a slight caveat. There's a forum post challenging other people to complete this run. It's pretty disgusting. We'll see later on the kind of units they have to defeat. So you can see ecoing is beginning, and we have hives as well for the side players. Both side players are the strongest players in the game. We have Blackheart and Petrick in the carry positions on the side, and they're gonna have a lot of reclaim to work with from these units on the left, and I think they're gonna get a lot of the brunt of the attacks. Although it is, oh my god, Blackheart is so low. What the fuck was he doing? He was standing way out in the middle here, around surrounded by T1 units, and he really let his HP get very low. Now this is old balance, so you actually get insane amounts of regen from the T2 upgrade, so you should be able to get some HP back. So the hives are really important to actually be able to use any of this reclaim. You don't want to have shitty engineers bumping into each other around the place. You got to get hives, and hives are also more efficient than kennels, so Cybern is the choice for the edge players. They are also going to be swapping tech around. You can see they are rushing together. The center players are rushing this T2P gen, which they then use to build the next ones, and they're sharing power around so that everyone has what they need. At some point they will rush old OP Ras. So a lot of the decisions and timings and stuff have been planned over the course of, I think, over 100 runs. Some of them very short runs, but some of them got very close to the end. Tank's getting all the way into the base. Washi looks like he doesn't have as many PDs quite yet. We're also going to see some comm upgrades, interesting comm upgrades maybe later on. So much mass here. You can see these land factories at the front are built to soak up mass. Soak up mass. Yeah, soak up mass by building engines and soak up damage. So the tanks and stuff coming in will target the factories which are in the front and just soak up that damage instead of killing the valuable PDs. We have some TMD coming up. Prophylactic T2 or TMD. Because there's a lot of MMLs. So you can just see, actually I can go to the army. Oh, wrong one. And you can just see how many units come here. So we have a few T1s are trapped in the spawn, but you can see 90 Wagners, 70 Obsidians, 50 Pillars, 100 Riptides, over 100 Rocket Bots, 100 Ilshis, a lot of MMLs, about 100 MMLs as well, or more. So the MMLs are really bad. They're gonna do a lot of damage from far back where they can't be killed. So we will see probably the first Ravager to be used to kill the MMLs at the back, doing a lot of damage. And again, see just more and more factories to soak damage from Petric. Blackheart has even more factories, just spamming the shit out of them. Also, T1 PDs mixed in. T1 PDs are just, well, they're just more efficient, do more damage. So if any units do get in close, the T1 PDs can do good damage to them, especially some tanky stuff like Ilshis. The shield gens will help Ilshis and Obsidians getting close. Mephi still on T2 with his commander. We have actually the T3P gen is done for Mephi. It seems to be his role to get that first T3P gen up, and probably gets gifted a lot of power from his teammates as well to rush that. See the Ravagers coming up for Blackheart, and it's lagging like fuck. So let's see what Blackheart's doing. Well, he's just spamming factories at the front. You can see they're going down very quickly, but they're taking so much damage and just soaking up damage, slowing down the units so they aren't moving in directly. And we also have a couple of shields. A couple Aeon shields are not ideal because they have a very small radius, so you can see his stuff at the front is not shielded. Petric has the nice UEF shield, which is actually covering basically everything he has. And he's just finished his T3P gen now. So Blackheart will probably get his own. Oh no, we have Mephi, the designated power builder, making more at the back. And looks like they're holding Blackhair under a lot of pressure. There's quite a few tanks here. Washi losing some PDs and he's very low on HP. Very low. Petrick has this one single Ravager. This is being used to target the distant MMLs. And he's quite cramped, doesn't really have many factories. Blackheart had a huge base of factories out here. Has lost most of them. T3 mechs is being built, the hives upgrading upgrading the mechs in the time he has in between rounds. Petrick now getting Ras, old OP Ras, and people are going to be dumping him. Oh, that's kind of a weird timing there. You can see Mephi just finishes his T3P gen at the same time Petrick finishes Ras, so not ideal, but Ras didn't take too long, and now Blackheart gets his Ras. He will have it. There it goes. Only 20 seconds, pretty quick, so power problems should be sorted. Mephi with a huge bank of Ravagers. I think this, yeah, it is a space kept for a shield. You can see the base are very carefully planned, everything in perfect lines. In between where the storages go, there are PDs. And Chrono for Washi. This should be interesting. Now also upgrading the range gun. And there you can see the Chrono has a massive range. Stuns for a very long time. And any units coming into this area are just stopped dead in their tracks to be eaten up by PDs. And also the range gun using its overcharges. Spider finished. Oh, look at that. GPG thought that you had to lead your shots with laser weapons, which leads to problems like that. So we have Spider for both side players, and that's gonna just farm all this stuff at the side, clean it up, and then also push out and kill a lot of T3 stuff that's moving around. And get some vets to help it regen and get its HP back. Still, we can see the main defense is the T2PDs, and Blackheart is just constantly spamming these factories at the front. As soon as they die, he's rebuilding them just to slow these units down. Chrono is doing great work slowing down the pushes of these T3 units. But there's a lot of tanks here in front of Washi's base now. I think he has maybe a few less PDs. And the lag is brutal. The Spider looking pretty damaged now. Has 135 regen per second now. That's pretty good, so can get some of its health back. But it's not getting any more vets. It is on full vet, and it's just moving in to clean out the MMLs. Same for Blackheart. One problem is that it's gonna destroy Reclaim as it walks over it, but what you gonna do? We have a fatty coming for Mephi. Washi has gotten some HP back now. He did have to lose his T2 upgrade, so doesn't have so much regen anymore because he has the range gun. Now, will we have another experimental? We have a Megalith for Petrick and Blackheart. Petrick slightly ahead on his Mega. It looks like Blackheart has more PDs, I would say. A lot of... Oh, he has Aeon T2PD. And he has obviously UAF T3PD. Petrick just making the Cybern T2PD. I guess the Aeon would definitely be better because, well, it has the better alpha and also costs more, so you can fit more mass in PDs into a smaller area. Nice forward PGen here to defend his ACU and the forward PDs. This is now a T3 shield gen, so covers everything that he actually wants to cover basically. And we're now at the T3 wave, so we have another pause, perhaps another tactical pause there. Slightly suspicious. We have a lot of these spearheads which do insane damage. They do a volley of 3 missiles and they do 800 damage each from a very long range, so those are really hard to deal with. You can see they're already firing now from way back here. Can't be killed by anything that these guys have built so far, except the good old Fat Boy, which is basically built to take these guys down, as well as obviously do damage to other units, but primarily it's for killing these MMLs, and they're now hiding behind a lot of shields, so even now it's hard to kill them. Blackheart's ACU being very adventurous, and also the megaliths just not exactly what Blackheart intended there. And actually one thing to note is how often these MMLs are targeting experimentals and stuff. So this spider has to keep moving or it will actually just die very quickly too. It's a massive amount of MMLs. Looks like the T3 tanks are being dealt with without too much trouble. They have enough PDs built up. They have the eco. They didn't lose PDs in the previous runs, so it looks good. Also, you can see here the monkey stealth is paused. That's minus 400 power, which is pretty significant earlier on in the run. So that's 800 power, which is quite a lot. And obviously there's no need for stealth in this. The enemy has no fog of war. Chrono just looking so good, holding everyone in place, especially versus things like bricks. And oh no, what is that? Mephi has gone down. Too close to the T3 tanks, and maybe also he ate some shots from the spearheads. And these T3 tanks are getting close. They can probably take down this, all these Percies and bricks can probably take down this spider if he's not careful. We have a GC now completed. Definitely the favored experimental for killing T3 stuff for sure, because of those claws. Again, GPG please. Why did you make lasers lead their shots? God damn it. And Blackheart just cleaned up everything here, but guess maybe he got less stuff on his side for this particular run, but he now moves in to clear out the middle. And it's with without Orange Heart's ACU, it's kind of painful. He has less build power in the front, no overcharges. Actually, Washi's very low as well, and these MMLs are doing some damage, taking out Ravagers. Washi's very low, 2k HP now. Would be sad to lose that Chrono, so he needs to be careful. And we have the next run, and here we have even more T3, more shields, sniper bots as well. So this actually looks quite similar to the previous run. Let's actually take a look at how many units we're dealing with. Yeah, that's quite a lot. We have 100 sniper bots, 100 100 loyalists, 100 Othams, lots of MMLs, 100 Harbs. Just a shit ton of units. And now Washi has his own Fat Boy. I think we lost to Fat Boy for Mephid. Fat Boy is nowhere to be seen. That is actually quite painful to be losing. Fat Boy shouldn't, probably shouldn't happen. It's definitely avoidable. I imagine it was the MMLs, those T3 MMLs target firing him. It would take it down extremely quickly. Sniper bots in position here, putting damage on the Megalith. And as the Megalith gets vet, it gets quite a lot of HP back, along with some regen. So a full vetted Megalith is something to behold. And I think it will get to full vet with the amount of kills it can get on a map like this. Constantly seeing laser weapons just struggle to hit these T3 units. Mass income's very high for the players now. Have actually mass fabs mixed in here. That's pretty nice. They get so much adjacency next to 4 mass storages. Blackheart just showing his German efficiency. None of the other players have done that, it seems. So we have a Fat Boy up now again for a new one for Mephi. And I think this looks held easily enough. Do we have... oh, we have a nuke launcher now from Petrick and from Blackheart. He is preparing for the next run, I think, or maybe... oh yes, here we go. This is the final run, the final stage. Okay, I have to show you how many experimentals we have in this. This is it. This is the run everything depends on. I'm going to show you how many units we have here. How many experimentals? 29 Ithothas and 31 GCs. As well as about 100 of every Tech 3 unit. The direct fire ones at least. And a shit ton of shields. Some sniper bots, a lot of T3 MMLs. A bit of everything, but there's so many experimentals. So where are these nukes gonna land? We have, oh, a very nice number of GCs now. Look at this from Petrick. Has that full vet Megalith. Desperately trying to get this reclaimed before the attackers arrive. Blackheart the same, sucked as much as he could. And that's a pause. That's a tactical pause, alright. Blackheart needs to get his spider bot into the battle. We have 2 nukes launched. One from Petrick, one from Blackheart. And he's aiming for this group of 6, 7 experimentals, 8 even. How many will he kill? Let's see. We have another one here in the middle of this large bunch. The nuke lands and does nothing. This one lands, does massive damage to several experiment. Oh, that was a beautiful one. This one did insane damage. And also it's Cybern, so it stuns. This one landed, exploded, and did nothing. I guess that is... I can only assume that that's karma for the tactical pauses. The nuke actually exploded and did nothing. I mean, that's a very interesting bug that has only been seen on this map, actually, I think. I know they saw it happen a couple times here. We have experimentals moving in. The spider is absolutely fucked. 2 chickens are down in front of the base. We have 3 GCs. There's so many more experimentals coming, and the storms are going to do massive damage to actually the experimentals incoming, and also they're close enough to the base to do damage to these experimentals. You can see it does. This storm does massive damage when experimentals are around. It's about like 1000 DPS or more even. This wall of GCs doing great, stopping these attacks in their tracks. Blackheart under severe pressure on this side. And the closer the chickens get, the worse it gets. Oh, Washi goes down. And they're already now reclaiming mexes to get the last stuff built that they can. We have another nuke almost loaded. I don't see any nuke for Blackheart anymore. I think maybe he reclaimed that to build more GCs. See, all his mexes are gone pretty much to build these last few experimentals. There's a lot coming into the right here that he needs to deal with. He only has 4 GCs left, 5. 3 of them have good health, the rest are low. Loyal is stunning the GCs at the front. That's very annoying. And Washi actually running out of experimentals. We have another pause there, perhaps to plan where this nuke is going to go. On this side there are experimentals. They're actually caught in the corner here. This I thought that could wreck a lot of this base here if it gets in. And we have insane lag. I think the storms from the Ithiltas cause this ridiculous lag. There's so many dead Ithiltas right now. PDs for Petric are getting absolutely annihilated. So many dead Ravagers. So many dead Ravagers. And we have the last nuke launched. Where is it going? Into this group of experimentals. Shield flickers on for a fraction of a second. The Megalith is still on almost, it's over 120,000 HP, doing an amazing amount of work. And down here, Blackheart has 2 experimentals with almost no HP. The other 2 are on half. The nuke lands, finishes so many experimentals. Actually, did that stun? I think that stunned the... somehow stunned the storm. You can see the storm has its own experimental signature. I think he may have somehow killed the storm with that nuke, or he definitely stunned the storm at least, which is bizarre. And Blackheart actually managed to get up so many experimentals right at the end there by reclaiming everything. I wonder if he... yeah, he's lost so much. He lost all his power here. But there's no experimentals left. There's only T3. There's also very little left for the bottom team, but they do have this GC. Another one is actually going to be finished by Petric. 2 full health GCs appear. Another one at the back. How? Amazing they're even getting these things up right at the death. And the slag is absurd. But they're gonna do it. There's no experimental stuff. We just have T3 Hearties, T3 MMLs, and the experimentals are gonna clean this up. So despite one nuke not even landing, or in fact not doing any damage after landing and exploding, they are gonna get it done. 2 nukes did land for Petrick, and especially the first nuke from Petrick did insane damage. I mean, he hit, I think, like 7 or 8 experimentals there. Oh my god, the lag. The lag is so bad. What's going on? Surely the storms are gone by now. This harb is... Oh my god, that harb is reclaiming. That harb was actually reclaiming, which meant it couldn't shoot, and we have even... What the hell? Percy got into the base all the way to the back. How? Just ran past everything. T2, T3 PDs, T1 PDs even. And experimentals. And that's it. They did it. They protected the perimeter monitoring system. One of the strangest buildings in Subcom. It's absolutely gigantic. Has like 2 HP in normal balance. This obviously has a bit more HP because it's a survival map. And that's it. They did it. The last units go down. Oh, there's an Athulta stuck back here. And not sure why it ended like that, but there we go. They did it. Passed the run. So 60 experimentals at the end came to try and take them down, accompanied by a massive T3 army. And they survived. You could see the base, almost nothing left here. They're pushed way, way back. The nukes. Oh, I can't see the kill count on the nuke, unfortunately, but it did insane damage. Blackheart reclaimed his nuke as revenge for it not doing any damage whatsoever. There we go. Well played. Well played. And yeah, see if you can do this run. This map is pretty insane. Tactical pauses allowed apparently. But I think you can definitely forgive them that after the nuke didn't land. So thanks for watching. And Blackheart better tip me some serious chat points and plug my channel to all new players. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Also check out, there's a channel which just basically just has tons of survival gameplay if you're interested in it. It's Entropy Wins. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.